Alright everyone, welcome back. Today I'm doing a bit of catch up with the portfolios, namely the speculative portfolio, which has been the main recipient of my attention lately. I've also posted some options trades in the growth portfolio via Substack, specifically LEAPs or long dated options. I would say they're not all that different from equity the way that I've done them. So, we can look at that as well. I will post a video on that at some point because I need to do an update on the growth portfolio. It's been some time. And as always, if you do want to see these trades in a more timely manner, Substack, I think it's $6 a month or something, and I post everything there or as much as I possibly can. But I do try to get them out on YouTube as well, so that you can see what I'm doing. I also post my Savvy Trader portfolios there, so you can check in on that as well. Okay, so in short, we had a massive sell-off yesterday. Despite that, we're still doing extremely well. A hit rate on trades is essentially 100% on anything I've posted recently. I'll have to go check that, but I'm pretty sure it's 100%. Can't say that's entirely skill, obviously. There was certainly an element of luck involved. But as a wise man once said, successful people aren't lucky, they make their own luck. And that's more or less what we're doing here, right? You do the work, you find the asymmetric opportunities, you take a swing, you have to, and lo and behold, it works out in your favor. Is that lucky, or is that because you did the work and the odds were in your favor? You tell me. In any case, we've been lucky or we've been right. I don't know, a bit of both, I suppose. So yeah, I think we had VZIO up 25% yesterday. The day before that, we had Zoom info on earnings. And then just some really good purchases yesterday. I posted those yesterday around the close. And yeah, today, it's an up day, and so they're all doing really well, of course. And then previous to that, three earnings related plays, which two of them have yet to play out. So stay tuned, and we'll see how we do on those as well in time. But right now, I'm focused on the speculative portfolio today. So I'll run through what I've done there, and let's just jump right into the live recording from when I did the trades on the 12th. Okay, we have some cash to put to work in the speculative portfolio. Earlier today, I talked about Zoom info in the paid Substack. And the idea is that, very high level, that it's beaten down a lot. It's an incredible business. It's like 85% gross margins. They're, producing cash. It's trading at 15 times earnings. It's grown from, off the top of my head, I think it's 400 million to like 1.2 billion in revenue. So it's not like a no growth company. It has incredible margins, as I said. Anyway, point is I just think there's a lot of room to surprise to the upside on earnings here. So yeah, taking an earnings trade, essentially, not a long-term position necessarily. I expect, probably 6 to 12 months is what I wrote in Substack, and we'll see. But anyway, so just a 1.5% position to try to use up some of the available leverage. And then we also have 15% of TLH, which is the 10 to 20 year treasury bonds, which is not really intended for a speculative portfolio. It's just been a bit of a placeholder. So at some point, probably in the next week here, I'll start to deploy some of that money as well. But for today, just to keep it easy, we'll just do the trade and take it out of leverage, as you can see here. So we're 119,000 borrowed on our 400K, although it's not 400K anymore because the portfolio's grown substantially. So, okay, so that was the recording from the 12th with Zoom, and as I said, which was discussed in Substack prior to even recording it here. So of note, that trade did work out extremely well. I put it on the 12th during the day, and then the earnings came out after the bell, and it was up 24% after hours. I actually contemplated selling. I posted that, I think, on Twitter. I was thinking about selling, or even the Substack comments, perhaps. I didn't sell, but the market was down, significantly the next day, and Zoom was like one of the only green positions I could find in the market. It was up 14 or so percent. It dipped to 9% briefly. I bought more, and then it closed around plus 14 or plus 15 on the day. So yeah, very good trade. Very happy with the result of that one. But yeah, let's jump into the next day here. Those trades were also posted in Substack, and there's a bit of a funny story with it, which I wrote about in Substack. VZIO, which I was buying, essentially went up a whole ton while I was buying it, and I didn't even notice. I overpaid for it more than I'd intended, but it just kept going, and it is what it is. But yeah, so okay, let's jump into those trades right now. All right, I am just setting up today's trade. So today is February 13th. It is a bloodbath out there, but that's a good opportunity for the speculative portfolio because the speculative portfolio has been running a lot of cash in the form of 10 to 20 year treasuries. So those treasuries were about 14% of the portfolio. And then furthermore, the portfolio was actually not utilizing all of its leverage or anywhere near all of its leverage. I was borrowing about 16,000 actually right here, of a possible, based on the current capital of a possible about 190,000. So, in fact, what I did yesterday with the Zoom trade here, Zoom info, is I actually just used leverage. I didn't bother to sell anything, so I dipped into leverage further. So today what I'm doing is something similar in that I am selling TLH, I'm selling QuantumScape. Not a great day to sell either of them, as they're both down quite a bit. But that's okay, we're raising cash and we're doing a bunch of purchases. And then with the additional purchase amount down here, which you can see, and it's more than the cash raised, so I will dip into leverage by about an additional 18,000 to make all these purchases today. Which is good because this is a speculative portfolio. The idea is that we actually employ the leverage that we have available. It's been under leveraged compared to the Growth Plus portfolio, which has outperformed this one significantly. Positive returns with leverage equals greater returns. So, so this one having this one hasn't performed quite as well anyway, even without leverage. But anyway, it's time to change that. It's time to bring this one up to its full leveraged position, or well, not full, but getting there anyway. So these are the purchases. Quantities I've worked out based on the weights that I want, the dollar value weights that I want for each of these. This one looks wrong though. Why is that so low? That should be about 3,000 as well. One sec here. BYON, BYDDY should be 46. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Is this, so these are all I know what happened. Sorry, yeah, I can't get a formula for this because it's an OTC, so I have to use a hard enter price. So we'll grab that last price that I just grabbed moments ago. So now we have 3,000, so that's better. And then these are all formula based, so they are just the current prices of everything. In fact, if you look at this number, it's changing as we speak. So, well, not really changing very often. But what I will do now is, now that we have everything here, we have the quantities and whatnot, I'll just grab all these prices. And now I'm going to solidify these prices here. So these are our official trade prices, values only, boom. Yeah, so our net purchase then is 79.19. That includes a 250 commission for every equity trade that we do. And then same thing on the selling side. As I said, you can see the small gains here, which were realized. Both of these would have been better had I sold earlier, but anyway, that's fine. We're a net buyer today. The market is super bearish today. Everyone's expecting the downturn to continue. I don't have an opinion, honestly. I mean, broadly, things are looking constructive. The Russell's looking like it could break out in the next week or two or three. Yeah, volatility is normal. A lot of these stocks have run up a lot in the last while, and I'm a bit late to the game buying some of these, in that I probably could have actioned this a little bit earlier in this portfolio, but I've been focused more on the other portfolios, frankly. And yeah, anyway, today's a good opportunity to be a buyer in light of, we'll call it the missed opportunity with some of these. Like a Novix has had, 8% plus days or so. But I like, that's a good price. I like that. That's fine. So anyway, happy with all these. Maybe I'll walk through some of the reasoning for these on a different recording, a different time. SunPower is kind of fun in that SunPower, actually, if you back up, it's one of the last things we sold up here back in January. I sold 1,894 at 522 for an $1,800 profit. Partly because they, put out a going concern warning, essentially, which is not a good situation. But I just think, it's unlikely to be going bankrupt in the next month. And I think timing-wise, this is really interesting. I actually bought it personally, and I think I bought it in some of the Savvy Trader portfolios just as a fun trade because I think yesterday it was up 17%, and the day before that it was up 10%, and I sort of got it right as it was pivoting. Should have done it here at the same time, so apologize for that. But it's had a 12% pullback today, or more maybe. Don't know at the exact moment, but regardless, I think it's a good opportunity to still get into this just for a trade. So yeah, so sold it previously at 522, 1,894 shares, buying back the 1,894 shares just to keep it the same, and then 362 being the current price as we just grabbed with the live prices. And these are no longer live prices because they're now trade prices. And what else is there to talk about here is SMR. SMR is trading at a negative 50 million enterprise value. So I'm going to make up the number here. Let's say they have 200 million cash. The company's worth 150 million in the market. And so net, market cap minus cash equals negative 50 million. So theoretically, if you came along and you said, gee, I'll give you, the 150 million you want for your company right now, or the market's at least valuing your company at, you'd walk away with 50 million net cash in your pocket if you just close the business down. Not how it works exactly, but broadly, that's sort of the idea. So when something's trading a negative enterprise value, if it's not immediately going under, I'm always a little bit interested. And in this case, they actually think they have incredible technology. It's just too bad that they clearly can't find a way to make it economically viable, at least in the short term. I'd love to see them partner with someone with capital, because I think this is their nuclear, sorry, this is called, it's NuScale. They make small nuclear reactors essentially that are far safer than the large ones, and just a really interesting product. It's probably worth doing a video on at some point, but yeah, certainly being given no credit for what they're doing. Pets, 52-week low. Thematically, it's in a great position. Has lots of cash, no debt, but yeah, thematically, people are spending more on their pets. We're in a recession, so when we come out of a recession, presumably their business improves. It's not horrible as it stands either. It's just not growing, particularly well at the moment, which is the case with a lot of things right now, especially the solars, right? I mean, these guys or STEM in particular is, not growing at a rapid pace, nor is, the Enphase, Solar Edge, all those guys. Small positions in Rivian and BYD. BYD is likely to be the largest automaker in the world at some point. It's pretty cheap compared to, certainly compared to Tesla, but it's also not engaged in a lot of the activities that Tesla is either. So anyway, small position there, long term. Rivian, probably a trade. It's 52-week lows or thereabouts. Love their products. Business doesn't make a lot of sense. They're having a lot of trouble scaling, but it's a speculative portfolio. So Beam, adding some more CRISPR therapeutic type exposure. VZIO, really well owned by insiders. Really nice to see. So they've got some serious skin in the game. This one's up, I think, like $2 at, like from $6 to $8 in the last week or two. So I'm a little hesitant to go too heavy there, but Schrodinger, I've always liked that one. It's not in this portfolio, it's in other portfolios. And then just increasing the weights of these guys a bit more, opportunistically, prices are good. And Unity, yeah, I really like what Unity's doing. I just think it's not quite getting the credit that it deserves for a number of reasons. And it's a good opportunity to pick up a little bit more. We already had a bit in the portfolio. So anyway, these are the trades. So yeah, that is the state of affairs over here in the speculative portfolio. What I'll do is once I get all these trades entered, I'll run through the portfolio above and show all the positions. It's a bit of a mess right now because I just started deleting things and making spaces to put all this stuff in once it goes live here. By going live, I mean now that I've set the prices and done what I need to do. It's kind of nice to do this all at once rather than 7 different videos to do all these purchases. So yeah, so what I'll do is just quickly clean this up, hopefully in the next hour or so, and then give you a rundown of where everything sits. Okay, so those are all the trades. So we can wrap up for today. Look forward to seeing you next time. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, makes a huge difference. Please comment too if you have comments. Love to chat with you there. And then in Substack, I'll have long form of a lot of this stuff. Yeah, so if you do find value in this content, I'd love to have you at Substack, and I can go a lot deeper there for sure. Okay, thanks again, everyone. Until next time.